I want to start off by thanking you all for coming here today. My name is Taylor McCarthy, and I'm going to talk to you about a policy I believe needs to be updated. So on Saturday morning, January 13th, 2018, every single member of the state of Hawaii received the following message sent directly to their smartphone. Ballistic missile threat inbound to Hawaii, seek immediate shelter. This is not a drill. There was no updates or follow-ups for the next 38 minutes. Panic completely encapsulated the state. There was people taking their own lives, people doing last-minute, end-of-life, wishes and things like that. And at the 38-minute mark, they received the second update in the same format saying it was an accident and that a wrong button was pushed. So, following this story, the policy I believe needs to be updated is I think U.S. government must update crisis communications protocol to meet with new technological standards that we see today. So my first piece of evidence is that accessibility technology has increased in the last decade and it's rapidly advancing as well. Some statistics that I got from the Washington Post. In 2010, 60% of Americans had dumb cell phones, 20% had smart cell phones, and 20% did not own cell phones. In just 6 years, 2016, where the most recent data is recorded, 75% of Americans own smartphones and 18% own a dumb phone, which is also known as a flip phone, without internet capability. In 2005, just 5% of Americans used at least one social media platform a day. By 2011, it had risen to half of all Americans, and today 72% of the public uses some sort of social media during the week. To equate this to a bigger number for you, 3.2 billion people are active on social media daily, which is equivalent to 42% of the population in the entire world. My next piece of evidence is that the government policies for communication crisis have become archaic and antiquated. So there's two ways that the government deals with crisis communications having to do with technology. The first approach is to fit a new communication technology service into an existing category. For example, they have certain protocols set out for TV broadcasting. So instead of starting a whole new protocol for, say, cell phone use, they sort of just try to fit that into that little box. So the metaphor I like to use is it's like putting on a shoe that doesn't fit. The second way they do it is they try to establish new subcategories for services under the category. So that would be going with the same idea, the protocols for TV broadcasting, they make a subcategory for cell phone use, which follows most of the TV broadcasting outlines, but maybe adds a footnote or two, sort of changing a few things. Again, this is not equipped enough since we can literally get a message straight to our phones now if there's an emergency, and TV broadcasting has a different protocol set because it's not as instant. My final piece of evidence is that this is not a hard thing to do, updating communication protocols. For example, colleges all across America have done this because, for example, Ithaca College, we all receive emergency service update if there's an issue, or even if they're just testing the alarms. We get a phone call, a voicemail, an email, a text message, and our parents also receive the same thing, or whoever you have on your emergency contact. A communication protocol outline that I found that I really liked was at UC Berkeley in California, and they have the following structure to help them deal with a communication crisis. So first, they have a strong definition between an emergency and a crisis. They have an emergency team and a crisis management team on retainer for external and internal issues. And they also have a timely warning policy in place. So, for example, it wouldn't have taken them 38 minutes to tell everyone at college that there actually wasn't a missile inbound and not everyone was going to be safe. So just a quick recap, by updating emergency communication services and policy protocols for government, they should use colleges as a frame of network. They should update them because the increase in technology and their current policies are completely and totally archaic. By doing so, it's easy to do. It'll make things, there'll be less chances of a big crisis folding on top of a crisis, which was very apparent in the Hawaii missile crisis. Thank you.